Due to recent events, i.e. COVID-19, I have found myself unemployed. Which, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because the U.S. government has a generous stimulus package to help people affected by that. Now, instead of getting upset and immediately trying to find another job, I decided to take this time to really hone in on content creation in general. I had a comment on a recent video that I posted on YouTube. It was asking me to talk about the most memorable point in my life so far. And while I'm going to do that, I felt I just had an idea to where I just wanted to talk about, and I know I don't really have a following, but I really just want to do it for people if they do end up finding my content, my videos or any of that, they could watch this video or listen to this podcast and get to know me. This is going to be like cutcom style for YouTube, but I'm going to take the audio and upload it as a podcast as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you get to look at me and stuff. I'm here in my new studio setup that I have been working on for the past couple months, and I finally got all the resources together to do it. So I also have a Patreon, just in case anybody's feeling generous. Absolutely don't expect anything to ever happen out of that. But so I want to become a content creator full time and actually have this as my job. And if I could get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube within in the next month or two, that would make all this time I've been working actually seem slightly worth it in a sense. Because I've been doing this for about 7 years now. On and off, a couple different things and ideas and just various things I've been trying to put out, and I just haven't really found it yet, but I think I have now recently. So I'm just going to talk about my life so far, kind of briefly. So I was born in Friendsville, Tennessee, to my mom and dad. It was all right for the first couple years, but then my mom's mom died, and then she fucking went batshit. So that, of course, spilled out onto me and my sibling, my little sister, rest in peace, who is no longer with us. That once that happened, she started doing a lot of drugs and a lot of stupid shit was going on. So basically, she was in and out of jail throughout my entire childhood, and then I went and lived with my dad, and I couldn't deal with that because he was with a woman that had a bunch of kids or whatever. So I left and I moved in with my grandmother. And once I did that, I was like, it's kind of starting to, make sense now a little bit, life in general. And then I was kind of focused on what I was wanting to do at that point. But I was really just spending my time just hanging out with friends and just kind of learning how to be independent and not requiring anything from a parent or any kind of parental figure at all. So from ages 8 to 15 or whatever, I was just kind of chilling, doing whatever. And then around 16 or 17, I started playing music when I was 10 years old, but I never really did anything in particular with it. So I started playing music, and then I got found by a classmate of mine who was in a band called 1000 Plane Raid, and then I was like, sick, I'll fucking, I'll hit you guys up and, kind of learn how the music scene works or whatever. And also around that time, I was trying to get another band going with a couple of my friends and my girlfriend at the time, who I met when I was in sophomore year, I think. And that shit was the worst mistake in my life, ever meeting her. But anyways, so band's going on. I play a couple shows, going pretty cool. But then I realized people don't seem really serious about it. They're just kind of fucking around and doing it. So I quit or whatever. And then at this time, I am looking for a job. So I get a job. So I really start to get some money in my pocket. At this point, I had never had a phone. I had never had anything. So I had to work for everything myself. So I got my first phone, and then I saved up and got my first car. And then eventually I moved out at 17 and was living in my girlfriend's dad's house while he was away. because he was a truck driver. At that point, everything seems to be going pretty decent. You know, I'm like on my own in a sense, and I have my own money, and everything is going fine. And then my girlfriend decides to start smoking weed. Now, I am in support of weed altogether, no matter what. I don't personally smoke it because it just gives me panic attacks, but the medicinal properties that shit has is insane. So she started doing that, and then I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. But then she started taking it a little too far. She started like spending excess amount and smoking way more than she should, and like not really focusing on the relationship or building any kind of life together whatsoever. She just wanted to fucking get high and just like party all the time. So I started to get pissed off, and that's really where our first issues like began, where I was goal oriented, trying to get shit done, and she was party oriented. I guess if you never really had any if you never really had any freedom as a child, if you had like helicopter parents, then that will make sense. You know, because like your first taste of freedom, you're gonna be like, fuck yeah, let's go. But she like over abused it. So to continue on, we get kicked out of her dad's house, and we move in with her mom. And I wasn't very happy about that either. I don't have a problem with any of them in general, but she had a problem with her parents, and it just did not work out very well for us. So eventually we got kicked out of her mom's house too. So then we moved in with her grandmother. And at this time, I had got a better job, and I was going full time at my job, whatever. I ended up being there for 5 years, I think. So we got to her grandparents' house, and I was like, all right, cool. So then she just fucking got worse, cheating on me, and I didn't even know that she started to want to sell drugs. Whatever, she had this idea that she could just like deal drugs. Like, she's fucking came from a wealthy upper middle class family, white. No amount of hood was in her. She just like had to be that for some reason. And of course I had a problem with it. So for some reason, you know, we broke up. And then I was like, holy shit, I have no idea what to do without this person, because it's the only positive impact I've ever felt. It's the only form of love that I have ever felt in my life. So I did what I could to get back with her, but it turns out she was spending all this time with this other dude and fucking him and shit. But then for some reason we got back together, and then I proposed. And then she kept dealing drugs, she kept fucking around on me, and I didn't know it. She had me hanging out with people that she was fucking and stuff, you know, like making me be friends with them or whatever. Then actually, I don't think that after we got back together, I don't think she was doing that. So then we just had to go to the beach. I did not propose to her. So we went to the beach, and then we conceived my son, and then I decided to propose to her. And it felt decently solid for a little while. Of course, you know, there were some arguments and shit and all that, but after we had my son, and after we got married, that's when it went fucking crazy. Super abusive, super fucking unloyal, irresponsible, terrible mother to my son. So I fucking tried to make it work, but it never happened. And all this time, I'm still working on music and still trying to make it as a content creator, but not fully committing to it like I needed to. So up until this point, it's cool. I mean, it's fucking falling apart. It is falling apart. So eventually I just get sick of it, and then I end up leaving. And I have not been allowed to talk to my friends at all for over a year at this point. So I just hit them back up, and I showed up in this fucking driveway with all my shit in my truck and whatever. And then I had an apartment that I was getting the next day. I already had the down payment and everything for it. So then I moved in there. And then, so all this time, I had been the sole provider for my son. She would leave after I would get home from work and not come back until I would wake up for work. And that whole time, she was out cheating on me and fucking partying and doing whatever dumb shit while I was there taking care of my son, being the only one. So I was like, okay, I'm over it. So I left. And then a bunch of stupid shit happened. She burned down one of my trucks that I had or whatever. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. And I got real bad off in depression. It started to fucking eat me alive. I was drinking my ass off, excessively drinking. I was not a very good person, but I was still a good dad, but I just was miserable. But then I just really had to take the time to figure out what the fuck was going on with me. So I found that out, and I fixed myself for the most part. And I'm just kind of a cold and heartless dickhead in a sense, but not really. I just really got my head straight. Now, I do suffer from depression now, but it's not anywhere near where it used to be. So, yeah. Once I got it together, I met my current girlfriend, and then I fucked her over because I still wasn't all the way there yet, but we finally, I finally got it together, and we're good now. So then, I start to unlearn the trauma and feel what it's like to be in a positive, happy relationship. And it was so strange to me. But I would wake up and feel good. My son would wake up fucking smiling and full and just great all the time. However, it was, of course, in every relationship there's arguments and shit, but it was never on that fucking level. And once I reached that level, I was like, all right, cool. So then I started I was like, I needed to do something that makes me happy. So I quit my job because it was miserable. I was working 60, 70 hours a week all the fucking time. Then I went to this other company where I didn't work weekends anymore, and I was like, sick, this is fucking awesome. And then around then is when I started to get serious about content creation. At this time, I was writing albums and writing metal albums and learning how to mix and master and do all that shit or whatever. But then I started to rap, and then I fucking found out I was really good at that. I just got more serious with content creation and streaming and making videos and promotion stuff, and until recently, the last 6 months, I really decided that this is what I want to do for a living. Now I am making this just to show you guys a little background on why I want this, because I feel like I am so much better than just a fucking wage slave. And I just want to do this with every ounce of my being. I want this to be my career. It would be so amazing if you guys that saw this could subscribe and and comment and share with people, because I would be eternally grateful if I was able to do this as a career. I have Instagram and TikTok and everything, and just Reagan Rogaine. This is just a little background on what I am, who I am, and how I got here. In a sense, I know I'm horrible at storytelling. I probably should have wrote it out, but I'm just talking at this point. So I appreciate you listening. If you do listen, I appreciate every single share and every single like and every single sub and every single follow and everything. I do live streams on Twitch. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with my schedule yet. Maybe every other day, but it's usually 8 p.m. Eastern time. And thank you very much. Hope you have a girthy day, girthy night, whatever. Thank you for listening.